Welcome. Please get interactive. Facebook, JoyNews on TV, more so on Twitter. We have a Twitter handle. Today is your birthday. Adam Ramos, you live in Adenta. We wish you a very happy birthday. And also from your wife, Juliana. Elom, my good friend, Ashaibo. And you teach in Vakbo Secondary School. Happy birthday to you as well. Please make sure you buy the ticket for the Love Experience tomorrow. I bought 700 Ghana cedis. I'm proud of that. I'm upgrading. Plans are far advanced to upgrade to 2,000 Ghana cedis. You love the way I'm rhyming.
It doesn't impress me.
Which one? The buying or the way I'm saying it?
Nothing you've said impresses me.
Oh, but you nothing impressive.
But good morning.
You are just can't pay. Everybody has been giving me feedback. Papa, Akwe. You're a lawyer, lecturer with the law faculty. Gimpa.
Okay.
You are a teacher.
Good morning, yo.
Call.
Yesterday we were talking about the coronavirus and the Ghanaian student. You know, now there's a position. There's a government of Ghana position. We're not evacuating them based on advice from some.
Do we have a formal
quarters.
statement from them?
Yeah, there's a you know, Fred is the head of our health desk, and he shared some information from government. Well, I could read it. So government says it's been advised by experts not to undertake mass evacuation of its citizens from China due to the deadly coronavirus outbreak. Ghanaian student based in China and the minority in parliament have urged government to evacuate the students. Indeed, the minority gave governments a 3-day ultimatum that ends tomorrow, Friday, by the way. And Fred Smith got some information which he said, which he shared. He's the head of our health desk. So government says sub-regional consultants by the World Health Organization, U.S. Center for Disease Control, and other development partners don't recommend evacuation for member states as of now. So we have not been advised to do that, and that's not what we're doing. It says no government student has been infected, as in no Ghanaian student has been infected yet, and the Ghanaian officials are working to ensure their protection and well-being by supplying basic needs. It concludes that it will continue to review the situation, and when it becomes necessary, evacuation will take place. So for now, our position really is that we're not evacuating our students. The Chinese embassy in Ghana says it has been backing this position, adding that it has provided the necessary and sufficient protection for Ghanaian students. Just this morning, monitoring the BBC, Pakistani students, about 500 of them also in Wuhan, want to be evacuated, but the position is the same. They are not getting them out of that country, that city, not anytime. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll
but we do have a later statement from the Ghanaian student.
From the Ghanaian student?
Yes.
Is it in reaction to this position?
Well, I don't know whether it was a reaction, but
what does it say?
they, of course, react to the feedback they are getting, that it looks like the commitment is not there. And they say government of Ghana should, as a matter of urgency, evacuate its citizens and students from Wuhan, China immediately. And the statement is signed by Sam Seinopoku, who is the president, and then also Ebenezer Oseyao as the organizer. We have Millicent Afenu, we have Michael Adani, Ebenezer PJ, and Angela Benefo. And when you go up the statement to paragraph 2, it says, we have been engaging the Ghanaian embassy, and that's how they engage the Ghanaian government. And they've been doing that since the 29th of January. And coupled with that, they've been trying as much as possible to also do this sort of engagement in a way that will ensure colleagues in surrounding cities like Jinzhou, Shenyang, and Yichang, all in the 58 million populous Hubei province of China, to be evacuated. And they say this should be urgent. Now, they continue by saying that this implies that the city of Wuhan is a highly contagious zone because of the red alerts and the situation that has been declared there. At the time of writing the statement, they said the death toll from the virus continues to climb. A reported 1,114 have died in China, with most of the deaths occurring in Wuhan in particular. There also were more than 44,000 742 infections, and these are some of the infections that we know already, and summarily, that's what they say. Wow.
Okay, so that's our position. The WHO, U.S. Center for Disease Control, and other development partners are not recommending that we evacuate our citizens from Wuhan. Yeah. Right,
I think the report internationally that just yesterday we've seen the biggest death in a day is the frightening one.
But there's also news that it appears things are stabilizing, kind of, even though it's still very early. But it looks like we're seeing signs of that. So we'll see how the report goes in the next couple of days. But in Ghana, the Hamatan, like the weather is...
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the weather.
Why?
I wish the weather would be like this maybe half of the year. Because it's cold, it's humid, it enables you to sleep. Of course, you have these things. You bath cold water, for example.
I am confused right now, so let's do the newspapers.
No, I'm telling you, I love
the
it.
Daily Graphic. Yes, I appreciate that. That's fine.
Right. I love it.
The Daily Graphic newspaper, the Daily Statesman, and the Ghanaian Times. These are the papers that I have this morning. But the National Security Minister appeared in Parliament yesterday.
Yeah, he was reading. I saw he kept shuffling through his books. But he was reading. He didn't appear early, though, because the majority leader had told the House that couldn't find him.
Yeah.
I was wondering, see, so I was wondering.
And then he appeared.
Oh, such events, you know, the
Charlie. This is the first appearance, isn't it?
Says Honorable Speaker Mintimi. I said, what's happening?
Charlie,
but he appeared. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but what was he talking about again? Maybe we'll need a reminder. Let's finish with the newspapers if we have some time, because
we wanted to ask him about an update of the national security policy document.
So that's what he was talking
and he said
about.
By close of the year. So that's basically.
I couldn't really hear.
But you know
honestly, my concentration was not what he was saying. I was just looking at everything else, and I don't know how many of you are with me right now.
I know. Even me, when I was watching the story, I kept watching his hands. He was just fidgeting.
I was looking
doing
at
the paper like this. But it's normal. I don't know why, particularly Ghanaian viewers like you want to do that.
It's television. You watch more than you're watching everything.
True. Look and feel.
That's why it's television, Roland.
Okay.
Let's do the Daily Graphic. Front page of the Graphic this morning. We're not guilty. Dufo Esiama and Mwabeng others deny collapsing banks. Details, well, it's got pictures of the three on the front page of the paper. Details, page 16. President makes new appointments in Ghana Armed Forces. 2020 Science Maths Quiz takes off. GS to support participating schools. Remember, I think it was on Tuesday that the Daily Graphic brought as his banner headline the position of CHAS, heads of assisted secondary schools, the fact that they haven't received. So the point is that government pays for each student in the secondary school so that they can prepare, for the schools to prepare for the National Science and Maths Quiz. And students were paying, parents were essentially paying, but government has taken that away from parents, so government pays. But the issue is the payment has not been effected. So there's been a delay in that fund to the schools. And so the fear was that the schools will not be ready enough to take part in this year's Science and Maths Quiz. I had an interaction with the Director General of the Ghana Education Service. Yes, there's been a delay, but he gave all the assurances that payments will be made. But there's another angle in the paper today. Also, GES saying that they will support participating schools. So it looks like from my interaction with the GS director, I got the feeling. So what it is that he was trying to explain that they pay for each student. Not all the schools take part in the National Science and Maths Quiz. However, they pay for each student. And I got the sense that they want to review that and only give to only the participating schools. Because even that, he said, not every student is pursuing science. And it's the science students who end up taking part in the National Science and Maths Quiz. So I guess there will be a certain change in direction. Wait for it. I see it coming. Let's go back to the front page of the Daily Graphic, though. DVLA innovation. DV plates generate 6 million Ghana cedis in 1 month. Well, the Deputy Director of Research, Business Development and Innovation at the DVLA, smiling there. It's appropriate face. It goes with the kind of headline that's on the front page of the paper. So you might want to read details of how they've done it. But my question is, the 6 million, what have we used it for? You know, maybe it's in a story. So you can
the 6 million.
The 6 million.
The DVLA by statute is part of one of the revenue generating agencies of government, and it goes into the consolidated fund.
That's the fear.
Oh, it's part of revenue generation. So I think the question doesn't arise as to what they
when
use
it goes into consolidated, no. You know,
there are many appropriations that are made in the budget, and
true.
And one of the locally generated.
Roland, can I do the rest of the paper?
Please
Stop
do.
being my Eugenia Hin this morning.
No, by the way, the question you asked was not right.
I wasn't asking you.
Okay.
Oh, you speak for the DVLA? Presbyterian Church strengthens partnership with states. That's my church, so let me read a bit of it. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana is ready to strengthen its partnership with the states in the areas of health, education, and agriculture to accelerate the growth of the economy. So, moderator of the Presbyterian Church, Reverend Professor Joseph Obri Abuamante, said this at the opening of the church's National Stakeholders Consultative Forum on Social Services in Accra yesterday. Also, new national security policy in the offing. Well, we're talking about Mr. Kandapai a while ago. I really can't recall what he was saying, so we would just probably play back before we wrap up. Ghana, St. Vincent, and the... Okay, that's it for the Daily Graphic. Okay, I think there are two stories on the back page. Review approach in Galamsey fight. That's a call by the Special Advisor to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Benjamin Aye. Also, Melcom to distribute 64 mobile toilets in schools. To the Ghanaian Times now, front page 25, political parties flout EC's law, only NPP, NDC in good standing. President appoints new military chiefs. Major General Thomas Opompe Price, now the Chief of Army Staff. Okay, well, that's the new. 2020 population census to start June 29. On election 2020, it will be free, fair, peaceful, President assures chiefs. Okay, let's do the center spread of the paper. Well, details of what's on the front page. Essentially, details of those stories in the center spread. So on the back page, government urged to fix Wa Tumu Trunk Road. 4 towns in OT urge government to speed up creation of districts. The find at which turns business on Thursday's front page. Regain trust in financial sector. Bond CEO urges Ghanaians. Ghana's leading entrepreneurship challenge. The McDonald Entrepreneurship Challenge comes off Friday, February 21. We won't relent in holding banks accountable. That's the Bank of Ghana making that assurance. Inflation drops to 7.8%. Final paper for me is the Daily Statesman. Front page, President makes new appointments in Ghana Armed Forces. Kwewuhene cautions youth against election-related violence. We must dump Mahama now. Voter NDC group demands over explosive Airbus bribery scandal. And allow EC to compile new voters register. Kufuor charges NDC and allies. Roland will continue with the Dispatch and the Daily Guide.
All right, so straight away, let me give you what the front page of the Daily Dispatch says. It has on the front page, 2020 presidential elections. We just do have, you know, as a now, just 10 months of the election, if not 9 months. And 9 persons may contest, is a prediction of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. We have pictures of Nanado Dankwe Kufuor, John Mahama of the NDC, Dr. Abusakara, Independent, it's tag date, the picture, I have to say, and Dr. Kwesi Indum, PPP, well, yeah, Dispatch says so. Joy, that's Jacob Osei-Yeboah, Independent. And then we have Nana Knedu Rawlings, NDP, Hassan Ayariga, APC, Kofi Ghani, Independent, and Reverend Christian Andrews, the Ghana movement. Okay, the story is expatiated there. Let's get to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide has on the front page. Dufour, 8 others cry over 540 million Ghana cedi bill And it is Amwabe Co getting, or just if you have to lump all of them together, 320 million Ghana cedis out of that amount. Now, government also approved 477 million Ghana cedis for the census. The census should have been starting next month over a period that had been designated by the Ghana Statistical Service, but now has been shifted sometime within the year that the service will come and announce. We do have also national security policy ready by December, and Mamavi took a keen interest in this because the Minister for National Security was summoned in Parliament, and the Honourable Albert Kandapa
What did he say exactly? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
Allow EC to work Kufuor to the NDC is how they target. And let's go to the back page, full of sport. We have Hearts Kotoko promise good show in London, and you know that there'll be a great match. Don't know whether it's a ceremonial match or something, but it says that the House of Oak Kotoko clash at the Barnet Stadium in London on March 7 is expected to ignite fireworks. And now, in a press briefing and the launch at the Ghana Football Association Secretariat on Wednesday, organizers of the game, Nanaya Wamponsa and Justin Ado, officials of the GFA, rolled out plans for the clash and how ready they were for the game. That's a good one. We can get some
to
good
play
visitors.
in London.
Yeah, we get some good visitors to just visit short time and come back.
They'll
That'd be
make
great.
money too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sir, diagnose, we're talking related international begin charity. And then we have Wendy Shea rocking Accra Stadium on Val's Day, and it's a match
because there's a game.
Yes, Lagos City's meeting. Oli Conso, only Rosalinda.
Only
that day. Accra Great Olympics, as they call it. Yeah. I need to be in that stadium. Bueno.
You done?
Yeah.
All right, let's do myjoyonline.com. And, you know, Roland was talking about loving the weather. I don't particularly like this weather. The Ghana Meteorological Agency released a statement yesterday warning that visibility will be very bad between yesterday and the weekend. So I just want to read a little bit of what they said. And this was a weather update from the agency, which said the weather will be dry and hazy with reduction in visibility values. And the agency also says there's a high probability of fire outbreaks due to careless handling of open fires. So be warned, there's drastic reduction in visibility, and it's going to be till we get into the weekend. So please, when you're driving, be careful, and be careful if you deal with fires. Make sure before you leave home today, you put off your gas cylinder. Make sure it's off. Whoever is home, please send the message to them. The weather helps the fire. If there's a little of it, it spreads. So you have to avoid open fires as much as possible. Let's do myjoyonline.com. Here we go. This is what's on our page. Shatawale angrily replies, Charterhouse on rise above them comment. So here's the thing. The CEO of Charterhouse, Theresa Ayoade, at a press conference said these words that I'm going to just quote. Can you, as the media, help the industry rise above these two? Let's rise above these two and let the industry breathe and move on. Sarkodie won Artist of the Decade and nobody even talked about it. Another quote says, the industry is bigger than these two artists, and that what I want you to go back with. There are lots of people, lots of young people who need the opportunity. So let's move on. And of course, Shatta Wale is not excited about these comments. So he also went on Facebook and said that after getting banned from the award scheme, he did not expect the CEO to incite Ghanaians to go beyond him and his colleague. And he says, and this has been quoted, it is not Charterhouse that made me in Ghana. It is humbleness and respect. No one would respect you if you don't respect yourself. Make someone tell Charterhouse. He said in a live Facebook video. Of course, Stoneboy also did make some comments, and he's also not excited about these words that Theresa Ayoade essentially was trying to share. But listen, whether you like it or not, these two, I'm not sure. Like these are the biggest artists we have in Ghana.
Yes.
Sarkodie, Stoneboy, Shatta Wale.
And they've been consistent, I think, over the last 10 years. Yes.
I mean, look at after the ban, they've been bigger than even when there was a ban.
Big.
I am not in any way saying I'm proud of what they exhibited on stage in the last award scheme. Yeah. But you can't run away from it. I don't see how you can be successful and be current without these two. So we'll see how this year's event goes.
I think I love that statement.
But I can't stop talking about Stonebwoy. So, you know. Okay, there are more stories on myjoyonline.com. Visit there and explore. Right now, though, Roland Walker, we're out. Okay, we're not out. We're making way for sport.
Yeah, definitely. And one person who likes watching sports is Elo Mashabo. Vakpo Secondary School celebrating your birthday today. Also, Edem Remus of Adenta.
It's World Radio Day today, by the way. My reflections, the radio stations has been shut down. Radio Gold has been shut down for 9 months now. Still not cool. Stay with us.